Let's see how we're doing here. I've got to get some kind of pop guard or something. It's going to drive me crazy. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's just check how the audio's doing. Okay, let's just check how the audio's doing. Still a little on the quiet side, but we can work with that. Alrighty, travelers, welcome to another bonus stream. You may recall in our previous bonus stream I said that we weren't going to do another bonus stream. However, I have been actually shockingly enjoying Black Mage. And one of the things that I need to enjoy it further is going to be more abilities on the rotation, because most of them are locked out by job quests. So, in order to, number one, give myself some stuff to level, because with Black Mage now being level 50, I no longer have anything to level passively while we're waiting for the next stream. So I'm going to unlock 2 more classes, the other Thanolin classes, get those going. Obviously, we will not be doing the story off-screen, just the leveling, same as usual. But real quick, though, we're going to unlock Bard first, because we had that one unlocked first. I feel like it's only fair. Okay. Have you come to listen to the silken strings of Simpkin, traveling troubadour and master minstrel? No? You do, however, have the look of one who lives on the road, and on the subject of wondrous wanderings and musical expression thereof, I do mayhap have some small wisdom to offer. When I suddenly find my heart stirred by some spectacle of nature, inspiring act of daring do, I simply let the emotion of the moment flow through my fingers and into my heart. I found no sound to be as achingly beautiful as one born from an instant of genuine joy or wistful sadness. You need no special training or knowledge to give voice to the music of the heart, only a willingness to play the score as it writes itself across your soul. If you can accomplish such a surrender, then you will have created a piece unique unto yourself. And what melody could be more precious? I knew from the moment I laid eyes upon you, here is a man whose spirit begs for instrumental interpretation. Play, release your inhibitions, and favor the world with your performance. That's just saying I'm not going to use this to essentially commit licensing fraud in terms of service. To begin, you should simply play whichever notes catch your fancy. Let whimsy carry you up and down the scales. Revel in the soaring heights and the plunging depths until you find a song which resonates with your being. Painted with the experience of your adventures, the timbre and tone will be yours and yours alone. I wonder what manner of music will fill the air. May the wind catch your composition and deliver it unto my covetous ears. So we have now learned Perform. Real quick, we'll go in there. They're pretty cool, to be honest. I am not musically talented, sadly, because I would love to be able to do this. I will say I imagine it would be quite difficult. I'm assuming, and again, I'm not musically competent, but I'm assuming if you were, that seems like a fairly comprehensive suite of things for which you could use. I wish I could comment on it more. I do have a friend who is a trained musician, violinist. At some point we might have her on the show, and maybe she can perform something. We'll see. But as I said, that is not one of my gifts. If I ever find any of my gifts, I'll be sure to let you guys know, because it would be a first. In the Final Fantasy world, though, we should say any road. Speaking of gifts. Oh, you'll notice I have a mail that is from my wife. I can't harvest anything anymore. And I needed to get my miner up to level 60, like the rest of my crafters, just so they're a little bit more on parity, and mostly so that I get Truth of Mountains on auto, but either way. Back onto the Mishwan at hand here. Jehanton. Ah, the glint of determination in your eyes is a testament to your newfound strength. You put me in mind of my salad days, Urso. What the fuck is salad days? You know why I truly abandoned the battlefield and became a bard? But it took an arrow to the knee is what most folks believe. But it is quite clear you are not most folk. Very well, I shan't insult your intelligence with an untruth. But now allow me to answer by saying that everything in creation is given to change, and man most of all. I was drawn to the power of song, to the power to touch the very souls of men, and decided that I must pursue it. Sadly, that power has been all but forgotten in this age of cynicism. Such songs as those performed by tavern bards have no purpose beyond the amusement of drunkards. But that was not always the way of it. There was a time when song could shape the outcome of conflict. Ever since nations first quarreled, armies have fielded archers wherewith they rained death upon the enemy from afar. As the battle unfolded, however, the distinction between the lines of friend and foe would grow hazy. Yet the archer part did not end there. He had to stay alert, ever alert, with arrow nocked and eyes trained upon the struggle. Even as his comrades fell, turning the earth red with their blood, the archer could ill afford to avert his gaze, lest the moment cost another his life. One need not have a vivid imagination to appreciate the torrent of emotions that raged within him in that moment. Nerves never fraying, his breast fit to burst, the archer did the only thing he could. He sang. His bow became a makeshift instrument, plucked as an accompaniment. At first the archer sang only to still the roiling within him, but his voice chanced to carry to his comrades. It inspired those engaged in combat, lending strength to their sword arms, and to those who laid upon the precipice of death, and granted a measure of peace. Realizing the tactical potential of song, yet loath to set aside skilled archers for that purpose, armies began raising dedicated regiments of minstrels. But the members of such units were no warriors, Ursa. Fair of voice and nimble of finger, these career minstrels could find a place in the hall of any lord. Yet they knew not of the burden borne by those who charge into battle. Oh, this one. Whose lot is to dance with death and sup on pain, and so their songs ring hollow, holding no power over the hearts of men. In eastern Lenosia, spirits are said to haunt the trees of Ringcutcher Gully. I would ask you to travel there and await the emergence of these specters. Through force of arms, you are to release the spirits from their tormented existence, and in so doing, ease their unfathomable suffering. With such a deed, you might draw forth an ancient melody from the soul of the bard. So far, this has not disappointed me. As I said, I don't think I've ever actually paid attention to this quest line. I was guilty of, specifically for these ARR quests, these ARR classes, I was guilty of the sin of skipping dialogue. I know it's a grave sin, considering the nature of this channel. But as you can tell, I have since mended my ways. I think a lot of people do that in general when they start out this game, and there's no shame in it. Like, everybody has done it. There are ways to repeat it without going into a new character. You could, number one, visit many of my job class quest things I'm going to be putting up that will have all of their dialogue. That way you can experience the story. But if you'd like to do it yourself, there's also New Game Plus, which is fairly easy to get into. I don't think I've ever done it myself, but it's not difficult. Where do you go for that? Oh, it's on here somewhere, travelers. There it is. I don't have it unlocked yet. Presumably I'll need to do something else before I can unlock it. But it's a way to go in and relive those. That way you can experience them. And at least for your primary job. Even if you just level secondaries just to get stuff, you know, they're cool. But I would still recommend, at least for your primary job, try to enjoy the story. See if it helps you resonate with the job. I really think it does, in my opinion. We need to summon Fuchsia. Unless she was not already out. There you go. Fuchsia is back. Okay. And that was an easy one. If they're all that way, we'll get done pretty quick here. I did mention specifically that I was interested in unlocking the Black Mage abilities, but this will unlock the Bard abilities as well. Bard is a relatively straightforward class, so losing their abilities, while detrimental to the rotation that I am familiar with for Bard, is less impactful. Like, I don't have access to Battle Voice, Reign of Death. Reign of Death is probably the only one that I actually care about, to be honest. Because the other ones are just minor little things, but Reign of Death would be a significant improvement for me. Welcome back, Ursa. In your eyes I see a layer of understanding, of regret, and of futility. And in your heart, it now echoes with the strains of an old song, newly discovered. Excuse me. Embrace this song, and as you play it in battle, shall ever more powerful emotions beset and temper your soul. When your stock of tales has grown, pray return and regale me with the stories of your adventures. That is a useful one, though. That's basically just, Bardishwana. Isuna? I'm never sure how to say it. I believe it has an additional effect as well. Let's double check. Because I think it also shields from an incoming one as well. Yes, so it's Isuna, but if they haven't already been afflicted, it puts a barrier on them until they are for 30 seconds. That's pretty cool. So you know they're going to get hit something. It's good to see you return, Ursa. More seasons still for your time in the world. Call me a spoony bar, but as a man in the winters of his years, it gives me great joy to observe an adventure in the spring of his. This is an odd time for recollection, but it was a spring day when a bard first came to my hometown. He played the most sorrowful chords, even as his words tantalized the ear like the breath of one's first love. Many a maiden's heart was stolen during his visit, and doubtless more besides. So would you believe that common bards, too, were born of archers? This may seem far-fetched upon first hearing, but it isn't so far a stretch. Ask yourself, what becomes of soldiers when conflict gives way to peacetime? Some have lives they might return to, aye, but most needs take up a new trade to make ends meet. Well, it so happened that many who had once bent the bow took to strumming the harp. They wandered the realm, singing passionately and earnestly of a war seen through their own eyes, sweet victories and bitter defeats, sacrifice and cowardice. Their song so captured the imagination of the people. Nary a day passed that a bard was not called to perform, be it in a humble tavern or some great lord's hall. Alas, their popularity proved their downfall. Intoxicated by the attentions of the masses, the bards took to embellishing their songs in bid to outdo one another. And over time, each song was short of verity, till the bard repertoire contained no one shred of truth. By now you will know that such songs have no purchase upon a man's heart. Certainly a bawdy tune may set off fits of laughter in a sailor, and the sorrowful ballads summon tears from the eyes of a soft-hearted maiden. Yet these are pale shadows of what songs can achieve. For a blessing, this decline did not escape the notice of the Mughals. As great patrons of the arts, they feared the true power of song might be lost to mankind. So it was that they labored to gather and safeguard those crystals known as souls of the bard, that they might bestow upon them worthy men and women. Now, well as I know you relished listening to my sermons, I dare say times past that we moved on to the practical side of this lesson. I know I have mentioned this previously, but tell me, are you perchance familiar with the ballad of Vainglorious Fool? Nay? Well, that won't do. We must remedy that post-haste. The song recounts the massacre of Griffin Crossing, a battle that took place decades past, wherein countless Gridanian lives came to premature end. But do forgive me, I seem to have mistaken the proper order of things. Before I begin, I must be convinced that the point of the tale will not be lost upon you, elsewise I will have wasted my breath in the telling of it. Now, heed well these instructions. You must make your way to Welwick Wood, where resides a mated pair of old goats that have recently lost a kid. The pair have been driven mad with grief, and only death will put an end to their uncontrolled rampages. Linger in their territory until you encounter the beasts, and let fly your arrows of mercy. As you liberate them from their sorrow, so too shall your soul resonate with the echoes of poignant melody. Cool. Just, you know, killing a mother and a father of a child, that's great. Alright, travelers, we're going to be rolling around at the speed of fuchsia. So this does bring up the question, too, that I've thought about, is, like, what is going to be the main quest line? Now, after doing some editing, setting some stuff aside, I had put the Conjurer quest line primarily in the MSQ quest line in the beginning, and then I noticed that I tapered away from that slowly into bonus quest lines anyway, and I think that is for the best. So in the future, I'm going to be removing any job quest lines from the actual edit of the MSQ quest line. I already have them on there for the first, and it makes sense to have the first couple. But I'm going to peel those off of there, and we're going to do it a little bit differently. So I'm mostly on the MSQ, which is going to be the edited videos, the series 1 through, you know, however many it's going to be. That will just be the MSQ, as well as anything relevant to the story. Whereas the bonus stuff is going to be on the side content. That's going to be in the vignette playlist. I already have one of the class quests already pretty much done. Have a thumbnail I'm relatively happy with for it as well. But just got to get that final little bit from one of the bonus streams on. Really need to start making progress on that too, so that I can start clearing up hard drive space. I can tell you it's looking awful full over here. Sorry, friends. That's very sad, actually. And I know that is the point, really. They've been driven to madness because somebody killed their child. I'm gonna guess that it was probably the bandits that were surrounding them. That makes the most sense. The Ballad of the Vainglorious Fool, I'm also gonna assume has to do with this guy, Janthanel, or Jahantel. But we'll see here in a sec. He just mentioned Gridani, and I know he happened to have been a really powerful archer at the time. So, welcome back, Ursa. Can almost hear the cries of mourning that have seared themselves into your soul. That you remain unbowed by such anguish is a testament to your spirit's fortitude. Yet even as your heart swells to contain these new experiences, you must not neglect your skills with the bow. A resilient heart must needs have a robust body in which to beat. Once you have trained both in equal strength, then I shall perform for you the Ballad of the Vainglorious Fool. They're building up to that, so I'm gonna guess that's what that is. It's him going through his. I mean, essentially, from what I knew of this, he has PTSD from that time. Which so far it seems like they're doing pretty good justice too. So, song gauge expanded. Nice, nice. We now have a second song. Should already be in my hotbars. Tis a tis. This one, Army's Payon. It does the same thing as Mage's Ballad with that repertoire thing. Party members increasing damage by 1%, and this one increases direct hit rate by 3%. So they both basically just increase damage. This is the powerful one, critical hit rate, and it gives you pitch perfect, which is really good. Repertoire effect reduces weapon skill cast time and recast time, spell cast time, recast time, auto attack delay. Okay, cool. So that just makes everything faster on that repertoire ping. Nice. This next one, Reign of Death, though, that is really going to be the big one. And of course, we have Battle Voice as the capstone. It's going much quicker than I thought it would. Welcome back, Ursa. By your tranquil countenance, it is plain that both your body and soul are in readiness for the next stage of your journey. Very well. The time is right that I teach you the Ballad of the Vainglorious Fool. The song that tells the tale of an archer of the gods' quiver, whose peerless skill was surpassed only by his hubris. Alas, the hubris led to the annihilation of his entire regiment of the battle, which has come to be called the Massacre of Griffin Crossing. Ahem. Standing guard in the dead of night, archer wearying of the sight. Drunk on pride and starved of glory, forsook his post to claim victory. 10 score yawns had the archer crept, when shrieks rang out, whence comrades slept. For he was not there to see the knives, nor ring the bell and save friends' lives. Tell me, Ursa, what lessons can be learned from this tale? I have a terrible singing voice. But hold that thought. What your tongue claims to understand interests me not. Oh, wow. As before, I'd sooner have you demonstrate the fruits of your learning with bow in hand. This time, however, you shall have the pleasure of my company. I would have you escort me to Gelmorta ruins of the North Shroud. It is there that some few fallen from the massacre of Griffin Crossing have been laid to rest. Pray honor this place of remembrance with a bouquet of lilies. Heed me, O prescient Altheic. Cast thee back the reins to the firmament, that we might gaze upon the battles of yore. I felt like I had to sing it. Not a great thing, but it gave it some justice anyway. Didn't want to just read it out in a deadpan tone. It's funny, I feel like if I had some singing ability, it might actually be good for me, because I'm told I look a lot like a fatter Ed Sheeran. So. We have an instance here, travelers. I do so love a good instance. Oh, that's pretty. The enemy van. No, I cannot. Why do I still draw breath? Survivor's guilt, I suppose, more than PTSD. I got you, bud. I got you. I really look like I came right out of Princess Bride with that hood on. The descent of the past would beget another. Forgive me, Ursa. I've got you, bud. Don't you worry about it. 1 Ixal and 2 wolves? This is easy work. What you want? What you want? I'm not even gonna bother with my dots, because I ain't gonna need them. Come on, that's the best you got. This is easy. And I'm under geared too. As you have doubtless noticed, I am no longer capable of wielding a bow. I, whom they once called the God's Bow. I had hoped that years would take the edge off of the memories, but I had hoped in vain. Absolution does not come so easily. Heed me well, Ursa, for I shall reveal all to you. The man sung of in the Ballad of the Vainglorious Fool, whose hubris doomed an entire regiment, he and I are one and the same. Being no stranger to the bow, you will know that the archer's role in battle is that of support. His charge is to thin out the enemy line, that his comrades might gain ground in the field of battle. By that most basic of criteria, I was unfit to hold a bow from the first. God damn. In my pride and lust for glory, I sent countless souls to a bloody grave. Good men and women all, with loved ones and bright futures awaiting them. I lost the will to live that day, becoming an empty husk of a man, tormented in sleep and wakefulness, both by memories of my crime. Both by memories of my crime, sorry. Right there was weird. But the gods were not without mercy. They gifted me with song, that I might find a measure of solace in my wretched existence. A new melody resonates within you, I see. Though this outing was rather far departed from what I had in mind, that it still bore fruit gives me comfort. On that note, let us conclude this lesson. I dare say I have no cause to worry that you will repeat the self-same mistake as the vainglorious fool. Else I would be alone for a while. Take yourself back to camp. I shall make my way there presently. I like that a lot. It says your empathy unlocks a new melody within you. And I like that a lot too. In general, like the way that the jobs progress, they usually have some sort of emotional or mental sort of thing. I think warriors, or actually physical, to be honest. I think warriors, like, you have become stronger, your inner rage is better, or something like that. Is it pretty, you know, warrior, but for the most part, if the job has even a little bit of intellectual stimulation, it's usually something mental and kind of, like, cool to see, so. I'm glad to see you safely returned, though I rasped my voice hoarse through the staying of it. I cannot tell you enough times how much I regret dragging you into such danger. And yet there is more I would ask of you. If you would do me the kindness of lending your ear, then pray speak now. Reign of Death is AoE Bloodletter. Really good. Really, really good. You will listen to my request, though you know me for the vainglorious fool I am. I am humbled. The boon I asked of you is simple. I would have you sing for me. Oh, yeah, I'll do that. I mean, it won't be good, but I'll do it. A heartfelt performance, masterfully delivered. You have come far in such a short time, my young apprentice. Hearing your song this day, I am convinced that you are well on your way to surpassing me as bard and archer both. Soon there will be naught left for me to impart to you. Also, you have proven yourself worthy of the consecrated garments worn by the true bards of old, to honor the keeper. I speak of the choral attire. The attire was entrusted to me when Pugnopoki and I first met, deep within the Twelves Wood. The Moogle and I had traded scarce more than a handful of words when he proffered me the attire along with the soul of the bard. At that time, I knew not the true power of song, so declined the gifts, but Pugnopoki would not be denied. For all his good humor, the Moogle can be as unmoving as a rock. The attire chooses the wearer, not the other way around, he insisted, and I found myself yielding to his will. In mastering the verses of war, I won acclaim beyond my wildest dreams upon the field of battle, and for a time I was well pleased. Alas, my lust for glory knew no bounds, the consequence of which you are already aware. It was in the wake of the massacre of Griffin Crossing, stricken with guilt. I wanted not more than the earth to open up and swallow me whole. I had lost the will to live, but I was too craven to end it myself. And so I took to wandering aimlessly in search of a place to die, far away from the judging eyes of men. Disillusioned with the power of song, I committed an act of folly. I scattered the choral attire across the realm. If truly the attire chooses its wearer, I challenged, then let it find its way back to me. Determined that I would not be proven wrong, I went to great pains to ensure that the attire would never again see the light of day, and the pieces now rest in places of peril. Being the proud fool that I was, it never crossed my mind that mayhap another was meant to don it. I would entrust the choral attire to you, Ursa, but as you can see, you must needs brave the dangers to claim it. I shall mark its whereabouts on your map, but I can afford you no further aid beyond that. I am deeply sorrowful that my folly of years past has entailed this burden upon you. But Althiak works in mysterious ways. In his wisdom, it may be that he sent this trial to test your spirit. I mean, no, not for my sentiments to encumber you, but I am convinced that you are the chosen by the Coral Attire. We pray do not take that as a license for complacency. Trials wouldn't be called such if they failed to tax one's ability. Stay ever on your toes, Ursa. I would have you return whole of body and bearing the full parts of my surrendered raiment. Do I get his hat? Because he said 4. Heed me, O Procyon Althiak. Reverse thee the seasons, turning that we might gaze upon the battles of yore. Out yonder window breaks, my lord. Okay, one of them appears to be right here, which is useful. So Earth's Gift. Fast as fuck, boy. Damn. Still some decent to do. I actually went on my first ocean fishing mission with my wife this morning. Had a lot of fun. We, I think I've talked about it before, but that's actually how we deepened our relationship. We were talking before then, but we found ocean fishing. I kind of introduced her to it, I think. Then she became super, super addicted to it. Her quest for the blue dragon was especially, especially impactful. She spent an entire summer, she's a teacher, she spent an entire summer working on trying to unlock the blue dragon. It was a very big effort. But I'm proud of her, she did do it. Let me go ahead and just move this song gauge up a little bit. It didn't matter before, but I'd like to be able to see my song remaining duration now that I have more than one. That'll do. Probably a little bit higher, but that'll do for now. Probably slightly more to the left really would do it. Imagine I'm going to do both. Don't do that. Okay, I'll have to raise that even further when we get more elements to that anyway, but for right now that'll do it. Okay. The hell do you get up there? Excuse me. Excuse me. Don't mind me. Oh, there it is. Frayed sack. Interesting. A shroud. Tempted to take on the Beast Quest while we're doing this. Is our Beast Quest status, by the way. I could potentially do the, depending on the time, do the Ixal quest and go ahead and unlock the next tier here. But I kind of liked the idea of doing all of them in one go, since I did the first batch of them that way. Full disclosure, I will probably not be doing the rest of them in that manner, but specifically because it's just the way it times out that way. Also, you'll notice that the kobolds are significantly behind. It's because you have 12 licenses and 3 quests per day per, 10 per quest, right? So one of them has to not get that done. That's even cheating a little bit because I only use one for the Ixali. Because the Ixali, you only need that 70 cap one that we spoke about last time. We're flying. We're flying. definitely be doing all the beast tribes. I don't know that we'll be done with them by the time we move on to Heavensward, but that will not stop me from continuing to progress them, so rest assured that's going to happen. For one thing, it's a pretty good source of ventures. Otherwise, I have to send them with seals, and I've not yet got the stuff for seals that I'd like to have, so I very much don't want to spend all my seals on ventures when I need them for other things. So. Aha! Joke's on you, little thingy. Oh, that's the hat. Okay. I really thought we'd get his hat. Nice, though. I like this. Okay. Now, port's 471. Shit. This is 273. A nice hat. I'm not saying it makes me look like a pimp, but, you know, if the hat fits. Just say I'm glad it's not purple. My wife's giving me a look. You can't tell me that's not a pimp hat. Look at this hat.
That's not a pimp hat.
That's a pimp hat. Yeah. Most of the Eorzean pimps actually wear turbans because they're mostly Lalafels. Factual statement. That's not a comment on anything in the earth. That's just most of the pimps here are Lalafellan, and most Lalafels wear turbans. It's just a thing. Ah, I almost got cheeky with it with the Skyrim horse method. Damn it. Well, let's spin around here. Yaw, yaw. Got them leggings. Just looking to save a gill. Doesn't save too much, but saves a little bit. Oh, brief little update too, just for the bonus stream. Obviously, this will be out of the edited content, but I did finish everything up to level 50. These are in the Heavensward areas. I can't access these areas yet. So yes, for crafter or for gathering, we have achieved everything in that we are able to gather currently. We cannot access the Heavensward areas, and so we can't get those yet. But I was pretty proud of that. If I were wanting to be extra try-hard, I might try to get all the fishing in ARR before we move on to the Heavensward areas, excluding ocean fishing, which is its own thing. We have fallen significantly behind in the ocean fishing department, I will say. Or in the fishing department, though, I will say. So it's a lot harder to fish, typically. They're just more annoying, I suppose. I should say harder. So there's still a lot to do here for these fish. So you can tell these are... So up to there, at least, these 3 pages are all ARR fish. Quite a bit of them. And he really did scatter these, didn't he? Is the chest piece we're going to be lacking? It is, in fact, the chest piece we're going to be lacking. Those are some nice pants. Now, those are some pimp pants, too. Look at these pants. Alright. Try to core them. Oh, they've got the fucking pimp rings and everything. Armbands. Oh, I did unlock I didn't unlock. I put another hotbar on. This is not really important, but if you're curious, I put another hotbar on so we can be ready for the next classes we're going to be unlocking. Have that one ready to go. So you have returned sound of body and mind, I trust, and you bear the 4 parts of the coral attire. I knew you for the true owner of these garments ere I heard your song. Since the day we met, your determination has reminded me of much that I have lost, that I would have again. I have at last settled my heart on a matter that has plagued me for some decades. My preparations are complete. You shall know of my decision. Until then, may your song lift the spirits of your allies, and your arrows seek the hearts of your foes. Oh. We might go gather that. Nice. You have done well, my young apprentice. In returning with the coral attire, you have reaffirmed my faith in you. I see no further reason to withhold from you the existence of the final piece in this set. The piece that has brought us together. Listen well, Ursa. When I put down my vow, I vowed never again to set foot in the Twelves Wood. That I now forsake my oath is for no other reason than to impart my knowledge to one who would succeed me. Lest you wonder why I should deem that so important, permit me to relate to you an event which brought about a great change in me. My most recent journey had taken me to Oldar, where I found myself ambling through the marketplace early one morn. Browsing the wares on display, my eyes were met with a relic from my past. A piece of the coral attire that I had discarded decades before, countless malms away. I felt at once that it was no mere chance that had reunited me with it, and put forth the coin with nary a pause. Holding the garment in my hands, I resolved to find a way worthy heir to my legacy. Alas, no sooner had I arrived in the Twelveswood than I found myself mobbed by archers seeking to hone their skills. Amongst those who came, not one showed the least interest in poetry and verse. Sorely discouraged and regretting my decision, I made to strike camp and leave the Twelveswood once more, never to return. One sec. Sorry about that, had to sneeze. Whew. It was then that you appeared, young one. When you expressed your desire to learn song, I could scarcely contain my joy. Looking back, I am fully convinced that our meeting had been preordained. Your coming has instilled in me me with the courage to attend the matter of which I spoke earlier. I am ready to make a pilgrimage to the scene of my regiment's demise. Ever since that fateful day, I have been haunted by visions of my fallen comrades, torment graven upon their bloodied faces. Lost to hope, but too craven to end my own life, I wander the land aimlessly seeking a place to die, but the heavens deny me even that. Yet just when it seemed the despair would draw me wholly into its black abyss, never to emerge again, a melody resounded within me. It was then that I awakened the power of song and found a new purpose in life. I embarked upon a journey to master such verses as would bestow peace upon the fallen, that I might lay the tortured soul of my comrades to rest. It has taken long years, but now I believe that I can offer requiem worthy of my comrades. To do so, however, I require one last favor of you, Ursa. I would have you escort me to the west of the observatorium in Corthus Central Highlands. It is there that we shall find the scene of my regiment's demise. Your presence kindles within me a courage I had lost. One moment. I would have none other by my side as I undertake this pilgrimage, now as I enter the most daunting stage of my life. Once you arrive, I ask that you pay your respects to another bouquet of Nemea lilies. When my requiem is sung, you shall have the final piece of your choral attire. Heed me, O prescient Althiac. Reverse thee the dance of the stars athwards the night sky, that we might ease the suffering of souls long departed. I'm going to skip that one for now on the alarms. Sorry, I probably need to start turning these off before the stream, but they're very useful. I just set them up pretty quickly for things that I want to gather in abundance for whatever reason. So I need those to increase my tools. I need the other to start getting planting in the garden for Thavnarian onions. We're going to need Thavnarian onions pretty damn soon here, by the way, because Fuchsia is getting beefy. Fuchsia's already level 9. Thavnarian onions are always at a premium, and when there's a lull in content, there are less people providing them. So, probably have a lot of them I need to get. But I'd like to grow my own. Honestly, even like growing my own would be nice for me, but also I can sell off any excess that I get, so it's doubly good. You'll have to forgive me, you know I tend to break off if there's something nearby I can hunt. Questions, does that do it? Nope. skeleton. Okay, so first time we're gonna see Army's Payon. I don't think I have an expenditure for that 4 stack right there. I don't know if it even does expend, to be honest with you. I'm not entirely certain. It's making just everything just a little bit faster, though. I have not been diligent about completing my hunt logs for these other classes, because I found that once I got the dungeons unlocked, it was much easier just to do them with dungeons. But I would still like to get the rings at some point, which is why I'm making a minute to go over here and do this now. That one done. I did a bit more of the thaumaturge. No, about the same. Pretty much the same here as last you guys saw as well. I could dip over there and grab those, but we're not going to do that right now. Waste y'all's time. I don't want to do that. Lay down those lilies. Proceed. We are surrounded, and our foe seems disinclined to listen to parley. You must survive this, Ursa. My soul is overburdened with the deaths of too many dear companions. Usually one with a name, he's the boss, but I'm thinking maybe he's not, because he's really weak if he is. Excuse you? I know how to do them. There we go. Wait, it didn't have a PTSD flashback, so that's probably a good sign. Ursa, without you I would not be standing here this day. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Forgive me, my friends. I have kept you waiting over long. Right between the eyes, too. Keeper be praised. I can wield a bow once more. 'Twas you, young one, who helped me remember how. I had known this for some time, but your presence is a salve for the wounds of my soul. Your coming has delivered me from the nightmares of my past. My worthy successor, to entrust the final piece of coral attire to you. I entrust. Don it and go forth to fill the hearts of men with courage and purpose. Though the seasons may turn, bending a man's back and dimming his eye, so long as there is life, there is reason to hope. Thank you, Ursa, for showing me the truth of this. With the blood of my comrades upon my hands, to simply draw breath racked me with such guilt as I could not bear. But the time for mourning is past. I shall take up the bow once more and lend what aid I can to the gods' quiver. In fighting for those who yet live, I do my fallen comrades the greatest honor. Yet another melody resounds within you, I see. Then there is not more I can impart to you. As equals, let us together give praise to life and all the joy that it brings. Heed me, O prescient Orthiac. Turn thee over the hourglass of time, that we might exult in the glory of all creation. In thine exalted name we sing, that the living may savor life and the departed know true peace. Your compassion unlocks an ancient melody within you. I don't know how my compassion unlocks the ability to deal extra damage, but I will take it. Far be it for me to complain. Thank you again, Ursa. You bless this old fool with the gentle touch of salvation. Eorzea awaits you. Go forth now and inspire endless hope and courage with the beauty of your songs. Maybe one day meet again. Alright, Battle Voice. Once again, we have concluded the Bard quest line. That was really exciting. Really good quest line. I enjoyed that. So now we have unlocked, of course, the ancient songstress Moogle, the song singer Moogle attire. Something that is cherished through the centuries of the most powerful bards in existence. And we have better shit. Let's put it on. Cool. It's pink now. And that makes it stronger. I don't make these rules. It's item level 90 instead of item level 55, so it's a significant jump. 50 even, Jesus. So yeah, that's a much better option. Again, I know it's a game. I just think it's funny, like especially the Dragoon one. Like the Dragoon one was hilarious because it's like here resting within the job crystal for nigh on a century, the first Azure Dragoon, Huldrith or whatever. Comes out. It's like, all right, cool. Here's a new one that's better. Immediate, like as soon as you complete it, immediately here's a new one that's better. Not even a brief little holding pattern of, well, okay, let's hear it out for a second, you guys. It's like, no, instantly better. Real quick, I'm gonna go back up to those spirits, the crocodile and the other spirit up here, real quick, just to grab. Oh, there we go. How is? All right. Guess we're doing this too. Likely not to completion, just until the, really? Just until the hunt part of it's done. Oh, I hate paralysis so much. So they should leave me alone now. I'm out of level range. There we go. Suits me just fine. I wasn't planning on succeeding in it. Okay. So, got the snow pups. That was for the Centaurio seals. This is for the actual hunting one. One of the reasons why I'm really enjoying this is it does, and I knew this, like, intellectually, obviously. It's a pretty common knowledge that, like, the Black Mage, he do the big number, right? I think everybody knows Black Mage do the big number. I didn't know how big the big number was. The big number is very big, and the big number is very satisfying. So I've been really enjoying the hell out of fucking Fire 3, I gotta tell you. And you kind of need to be, like, to have any kind of enjoyment from the class. Like, if you play it and you don't like Fire 3, you are not going to enjoy the class, because it seems like, at least to me, at level 50, that is the most of the damage, is just Fire 3. Just blowing the shit out of things with Fire 3. Which, again, very satisfying. And I like the way it flows with this, like, transpose thing, and they do the Umber Heart, which is another reason why I want to get the, what prompted the bonus quest. I want to get Blizzard 3 so that I stop using transpose in the middle of fucking combat, because it's quite annoying. And I don't have Blizzard 3 for that reason. Once I have that, I should have significantly more fun with it. Look at that Fire 3 proc. Look at that damage! It's like having a Dragonfire dive on Dragoon that you can use pretty much at will. I can't say enough how fucking cool it is. Just like it is, bam. Yeah, and I always like doing this. I like going back and playing new classes, because you never know. Like, that's how I fell in love with Ninja. I fucking love Ninja. I never played it for probably 7 years, I would say. And then just before Dawn Trail, I was like, well, fuck it. Let me start leveling things up. I know it's got this complicated-ass Mudra system. I'm not going to like it, but whatever, I'll do it. Fell absolutely in love with the class. The Jobs questline is hilarious as well. I cannot wait to redo that one. The culture, obviously, of the area is pretty cool if you're a big weeb like me. But just in general, I was super enamored with Ninja. Everything about it, the way it plays, the way it moves, it's so good. Probably one of my favorite classes, and I discounted it for over half of a decade. So I definitely think it's worth going back and trying a class and give it an honest shot. Like I said, go and watch the quest line, see if it resonates with you. I've been giving this advice to my wife, who simply refuses. She skips all cutscenes, and she is the bane of my existence in that way. No, just give her a hard time. She's currently leveling an ult on this world so that she can have a bigger house. So she's just skipping cutscenes that she's already seen. But all the same. Okay. That's pretty fucking funny. What is the quest before this called? Koji Fox. You've done it again. So the first quest of Black Mage is called Taking the Black. The second quest is called You'll Never Go Back, which seems to me to be an obvious reference to a certain saying. Koji Fox. You outdo yourself every time. Let's see your goldsmith. I think it's over here, isn't it? Close. That's close. Weaver's gonna be better. We'll just walk it from here, though. I'm excited to also get the Black Mage gear, because this gear is pretty, like, not appealing visually. Alright, here we go. I sense the black within you has grown stronger, Ursa. You have earned the right of my audience. I am pleased to see that you do not fear your newfound powers. But then your adventurers were ever want to embrace the new. You are now ready to set forth on your journey, to find the keys acquired to seal the void gates. Hear me well, for mine are Master's own words, and his those of Nald Dal himself. Okay. The next key requires the blood of sacrifice. Travel to the Sagoli Desert in southern Thanalan. Slay what fiends emerge from the plain of Fisher there, and slake the land's thirst with their lifeblood. Once drunk, its essence shall be borne away upon the ethereal veins of the earth, and then serve to notify our friends in the wastelands that the time has come. Complete the task before you, and the Black Mage testimony you carry will shine full with a new light. Light to develop and absorb evil, light to show the destruction and guide you to righteousness. This light is the key. Take it unto you, where it will forever burn bright. That is all. Do you understand and accept what you must do? Excuse me, small Lalafell woman. You want to explain to me how you just became a demon? Is it under the hat? Like, do you have a fucking demon thing under the hat? Like a megaphone? My wife was trying to... What are you trying to say? It's the what?
The crystal.
The crystal! It's probably accurate. Did I have anything the Sagoli Desert need to hunt? Probably. I do! Look at that. If we happen upon them. Russet Yarzan, smoke bombs. Yep. See either of those things. I'm not going to go out of my way for them just if I happen to stumble upon them. No sandworms, though. I think I might need sandworms for this. Pretty sure, yeah. I'm not so bothered just to do all that. Sandworms are not that far off from the teleporter. We'll go in and clean that up later, off stream. Instead, if I happen to see the others, might be good to practice. Might be good to practice Blizzard 3 anyway. Not that I have it yet, but Fallen Wizard. These fissures are cool. Oh, glad I didn't hop off. Almost did. Forgot to offer the sacrament, or whatever the hell it is that she said. Weaver's Guild. Let's throw it all this time. Y'all thought I'd forget, and you were almost right. Over here, isn't the mail over here? No, it's in that Sapphire Avenue Exchange. Ruby Avenue Exchange, excuse me. Love that glam. And she gone. It is done then, but the blackness you have awoken has yet to settle within you. Time is needed, Ursa. Pray be patient. Continue to practice your master of the arcane. Come to me once more when the dark art is much you as you it. That was a mouthful. That right there. That's what I needed. Because if I'm reading it right, it's basically the fire 3 for ice, so I should be able to switch my stances without having to transpose every fucking time. I think transpose, if I'm assuming it correctly based on the rotation, would probably still be useful for mobility in dungeons, so I can keep casting Aether or Lightning Spam. Again, these are all just assumptions I'm making, but I've played the game a while, long enough to understand how rotations are crafted, and I assume, yes, grant some relax slash fire. So that will immediately give me Umbral Ice 3, so I should be able to, like, Blizzard 3, and then maybe one Blizzard after that, and that'll probably cap my MP, and then I'll switch over to Fire 3, and then just fire spam the shit out of things. Which is a hell of a lot easier than what I'm doing now, which is to transpose, Umbral Ice, Blizzard, Blizzard again, and then transpose again, or Fire 3. The rest of this, besides this, which looks kind of cool, but it probably isn't even that much damage, to be honest. Like, is that better than Fire 3? 290, this is 240. And this is, maybe I'm missing something. I might have to Google this one. Because outside of AoE, I mean, obviously it's good for AoE, but outside of AoE, is Flare even good? I don't know, because I was reading it, and I'm like, well, 240 seems like a decent amount. It's more than Fire 2, right? Or Fire 1. And it's in the Astral Fire, so it'll be hit by that buff. But it's less than Fire 3, and its cast time is higher than Fire 1, at least. Oh, no, it's the same as Fire 1. I guess just, you know, it's a good end capper, I guess, but I don't know. I'll have to look up whether or not it's viable. I suppose because it is stronger than Fire 1, it's good to still use, but I just don't. Like, I don't see myself using it overly long, because I don't think it's going to... I think it's probably going to get replaced by one of these. Can't remember which one. That uses the same thing, but it's like single target. It's called, like, Abyss or something. With this? No. I see it on the bar, because I put it there. It's not Flare Star. What is this? Despair. Yeah, maybe that's the one. Maybe not. I don't know. I'll have to look into it, but that one seems... It says MP cost 10,000. So I assume that one is, like, the better flare for a single target. And most jobs do have a single target and then a multi-target option, so that was my assumption again, but we'll see. Ursa, I see in your eyes the look of a man prepared to take on the daunting responsibilities of the Black Mage. There are few who know of our existence, even among those versed in the ways of magic. You will not even find mention of us in all but the most esoteric of texts. Yet the secret of our dark art lies encrypted here, within the forbidden library of this sanctorium. Master himself deciphered and read the texts, some 100 years past. It is said that the first of our kind were the favored of Nolthal, and it was he who entrusted them with the duty of sealing the void gates. But as you well know, the power of black magic lies in its great potential for destruction. The slightest errancy in its use may give rise to the most tragic of disasters. Of the disappearance of the Black Mages of Eorzea, Master says only, we must not repeat the mistakes, the errors of the past. So Master has made known to me what it is you must do next. Listen to his words with all your being. The land has drunk deep of the blood you spilled. By this act, 3 souls of 3 races to Thanolin have come. The fires of our order once burned black and full, yet long ago they were left to wane and very nearly die. These 3 souls are the keepers of the embers that remain, of all that we now are. And the hands of one who will usher our return, the Jimashitoto, testimony of our creed, will shine with new lights. And by that light, the 3 keepers will be made your allies. An Amolja by the name of Kozog Char awaits at Burgundy Falls in the east of Thanolin. Go to him. That is all. Draw not on the fact that the Amolja are sworn enemies of Ul'dah. It is not your place to question Master's will, for it is the will of Nolthal himself. Go forth, Black Mage, and see the void gates sealed. So, interesting little facts here, and I will probably, rather than keeping this in the actual edit, I will probably just make an entirely separate video, probably one per calamity, to be honest with you. I do not recall off the top of my head which calamity it was. I'm in the process of starting to take notes for that kind of thing, because I remember them, but I don't remember the numbers and some of the details, like dates and things like that. But the War of the Magi, I want to say it was the fifth calamity, was the war between the white mages and the black mages. It's not quite as simple as that, but it happened after the... it was definitely the lightning calamity, which I believe was the second or third umbral calamity. Locked everybody into, essentially, their caves, right? So the advent of magic was made so that they could keep themselves alive. And again, I've said this before. I'll probably make a whole video about it. But the advent of magic was made so that they could keep themselves alive in the cave. For example, things like water and healing from disease and stuff to keep them from essentially succumbing to sickness or lack of resources. While that was happening, obviously the lightning was eventually going to go away. But because the magic was largely faith aspected when it first came to be, since it's interesting with the whole like creation theory with the Unsundered, right? The way that their magic works is essentially just the power of thought and fervent belief essentially shaping into reality. Because they didn't have that exact same deal, the Sundered didn't. They relied on faith, and their faith essentially fueled their magics. But carry on there for a second. Let's go with this guy. That is a very colorful Ixali. Welcome, Hrothgar, chosen of Queraruka and bearer of the gem of Shatoto. By the gem's power do our paths cross once more. At last the time spoken of in prophecy has come. Yet I know nothing of he who would guide us. Come, tell me your name. Fucking kobold there, too. Just notice him. Ursa Bearsong. I am Kozog Char, a sorcerer of the Amaljar. As were my forebears. I am the fourth of my line to walk this path, which brings me now to this land. As you well know, my kind bear the scorn of the Oldens. It is for that reason that I must remain here, far from the city walls. Great power this one has, but enough, is it? Squawk! Kozog Jaw is terrifying to behold, yes, yes, but he is bold, wise, kind, good, warm, kind. These are my brethren in the black, Ursa, and now they are yours as well. Before you send Ixal Dozel Merlock and the 269th Order Mendicant of the Kobolds, Dazar. You have fed the ethereal currents with the blood of the fiends, so the Gem of Shatoto radiates as it does, and your presence is proof of your deeds, and a sign of what must yet be done. It falls to me to bear witness to your awakening, and pass on to you the knowledge entrusted to me. Know that you must face death before your purpose can be fulfilled. It is to the Silent King in Western Thanlin that you must next journey. There, too, lies a plain of fissure, and there, too, must you slake the land's thirst with the blood of fiends which surge forth from it. Fear not. Each of us shall journey to the Silent King, and there convene once more. Seek out first the Ixal Dozul Malak, for your path is destined to first cross with his. When the deed before you is done, the Gem of Shatoto shall shine with new brilliance. I like this little quest, including all the little guys. Quite like Kozog Chaw. Shockingly, and given that I've already told you my opinions on kobolds, not a fan of the kobold. But I do like the colors of the Ixal. Very bright. Very, like, honestly, oh, what is the name? Very New World. Very the Dawn Trail areas. Very similar to that. Okay, every now and then, look at the graphics here. Every now and then I just come across, like, look at this. At least one. But that's amazing. I just exited that cave and I was like, oh my god, that's amazing looking. Anyway. To close Pain of Fisher, strong black magic you need. You close, then come to Dozulmak once more. Excuse me, Sun Mage Swarm. I'm gonna need you to back the fuck off. No clue what's about to come out of this damn thing. Alright, let's see here. Was that it? A little disappointing, I'm not gonna lie. Kazakh Cha spoke true. Black is strong in Ursa. You can go now. Go see Daza. Here lies the planar fissure. Rift, tear, fissure. Use the power within you to seal it. Right there it is. I say, where lies it? I'm not even seeing it, guy. It is as Kazakh Jah foretold. You are chosen, Ursa. You must return to him now. Yes, yes, return to tell Kazakh Cha the deed is done. Ended, over, done. '40s now. You have done well, Ursa, as I knew you would. Come, it is time now to return to Burgundy Falls. Gotta be kidding me. Can you, like, take me with you? Jesus. Let's do South Trout and come down. I think it'll be faster. It'd almost have to be honest. It's quite a trek. I have a question for the chat. Question of the day. Let's go with that. What is your go-to mount for a Black Mage? Maybe everybody doesn't do that. But I like to have a mount per class. So there's certain mounts that sort of naturally fit for other ones. Canonically, that I'm aware of, there are only 2 mounts that are class-specific, at least in concept. Obviously, they're not required to be class-specific. But those are Grani and Unicorn. Unicorn is obviously class-specific to the Conjurer/White Mage. You have to be a Conjurer/White Mage to unlock it. And then Grani was one that was, in concept art, revealed to have been a design for a Black Mage mount. That's this one. I believe he was a pre-order bonus for Stormblood, I want to say. It might have been Shadowbringers, but I think it was Stormblood. That's where most of these mounts have come from, is those. Some of them are cash up, cash up, cash up, cash up, cash up. Yeah. Fat Chocobo, I think, was a pre-order bonus. Fat Chocobo, I think, is actually the... Fat Chocobo and Coral, I think, are the limited edition PS4, or it might be PC as well, but at least that's how I got mine. Limited edition PS4 items. Comes with some minions and a couple of items as well. The Moogle hat and the Helm of Light. Ursa Bear Song of the Black, you return to me victorious. The Jimata Toto burns bright. You are indeed the heir to a dark and ancient power, as Koruko foretold. I am reminded of a prophecy my great-grandfather uttered long ago. When 4 Magi meet in a barren land, black power veiled woven by their hand, shall see the fate of wickedness made stark, and the path to light shall be lit by dark. The black power veiled requires no explanation. Know that wickedness refers to the evil birthed by the void. That the seal holding the void gate shut will falter and fail is beyond doubts. Yet your deeds speak of determination and ability, and in them I spy hope. I spy hope. I have learned all of you that I must. I bestow upon you the knowledge kept by my line. Here and now I speak an oath to discard old grudges. By our power confined, the void gate will be sealed anew. You have brought this old immortal much happiness. Few believe the words of my great-grandfather. He was mocked and ridiculed, and worse, ignored. Yet your coming has fulfilled the prophecy he spoke. Ursa, the dark magic coursing through you, shares a deep bond with the Void Gate. Should that portal be cast open, you will come to great peril. Temper yourself in both mind and body. When you are ready, return to this land and seek me out once more. Then and only then will I speak to you of your next task. That's kind of cool, so you don't have to keep coming back to Lalafell. Also, pretty rare that you take jobs, like, not from a central hub. You have to keep coming back to him. So that's nice. I like that. Although this would suck if I weren't already level 45 and I had to come all the way back out here. That would have been annoying as hell. Thunder 3. From Thunder 1 to Thunder 3. Nice. Okay. Thunder. Hear the thunder. Sir, it is well you are here. My colleagues Dozamalok and Dazar would have words with you. Wait here while I fetch them. To close Void Gate, strong black magic you need. Ready for test, are you? Indeed. Very good. You have sharp sense like Dozel. Noticed, have you? Your aura. Strangeness it has. Now the Void Gate gloom it makes, like black breath. Gloom drawn to black magic, drawn to you, like moth to flame. Black magic it seeks, to corrupt and make own. Losing strength seal is. Black magic and Void Gate share bond, very deep. But must not leave be too long, else other side may retake you. Squawk walk. No fear yet, still weak gloom is. Time you have, strong Ursa will find next key. Teach you Doza will, what must do. Many black mages there were, long ago. One more powerful than rest. Very powerful, epic even. Epic black mage. Black magic too powerful, too dangerous. Wrong hands must not have. Know this he did. Ciphered spells, hid secrets. Dark way past a few, very few. Teaching, writing, spread over realm. Lost to time they were. Forgotten, one carved in stone. Stone of mossy pillar. Pillar in south shroud, squawk. Chosen Ursa is chosen. Unleash power of this black magic you can. Key it is, key to end of gloom. Knowledge of my line this is. Passed to Dozol from mother of mother, from mother of mother of mother. 4 hatchings past. Strong mage she was. Epic even. Epic mage. Great love for dark arts. More than anything. Join with Lizardman to learn all. Named betrayer she was. Chase from village. Her words Dozel keeps. Teach to strong Ursa now. 4 Magi meet in barren land. All powers black have they in hand. Fate all wicked may be stark. Path to light then lit by squawk. I don't think that meant, I think he probably meant dark. That her squawk, not Dozel squawk. Should be dark, Dozel thinks. Yes, exactly, Dozel. Good man. Good words, deep words. Bring Dozel here if they did. To pass on, not Dozel alone. Others come too, other mages. Birdmen, lizardmen, no matter. All wait for strong Ursa. Strong mind have you, and heart. Help you, Dozel will. So go to Gridania you must, to Earth's gift. Near pillar lurking beasts there are. Slay them you must, no need to fear beast. Strong Ursa is strong. Daza! I too am here to lend you my aid. Help, hand, aid. Wood danger for Dozol. For Ixal, whalers wait. Wait for sharp spears. Go in place of Dozel, Daza will. Decided it is. Go now you will. Tell you, that was a fucking mouthful and a half over here. There we are. I'm quite excited, I will say, to get my Black Mage outfit. I know I said that at the outset, but not a fan of this bullshit. And this might be the Black Magic outfit as well. I'm not entirely certain. It's lightning over here. Oh, shit. Well, no. We'll get to it later. That's a achievement level quest. Fuck it, let's go to it. It's an achievement level, and if I get over there early enough, I might actually be able to do it. Clearly somebody's progged it, and it's 21 to 55. It means that they're struggling. So an extra hand might help them. so used to doing it the other way, I didn't do it the correct way there. And that is going to take some practice. Can't even fucking... God damn it, there we go. Oh, you can't even get off! They've locked me in! Still so used to it the other way. You have to get the other one. So what I just did, by the way, is considered extremely cheesy. So what I did was essentially desync so that I was in very little danger, basically no danger, and then drag him all the way over here. And apparently they patched that because now it doesn't work anymore. Or maybe it does. I just realized... Oh my god. How have I played this game for so many years and just realized that this fucking Fate... You go in and infiltrate a fucking bandit camp to fight the 7-splinter Rat King, and then culminate in a fight with a giant turtle named Shredder. I wonder what that's a reference to. That's quite funny. Okay, so yes, that was one that came with an achievement. And you'll notice, I would always recommend keeping it on to where you can see it, but you can always go into achievements manually and look at achievements that you have in your current area. There are often fates that will grant you achievements. Often those achievements will grant you either a minion or an item that can be used for very rare crafting, or titles. Those are sort of the one exceptions to fates that are largely useless, honestly, in these lands. These bygone lands, those ones are still useful. So, little heads up there for you. But anyway, back on point now. Let's real quick do this. Still getting used to that Blizzard 3 option too, that'll take me a bit. Stone pillar covered in moss rises here, shines bright, revealing a description of the stone. As you approach it, you hear a voice ring out. By the gem thou bearest shall the great and dark power of El be bestowed upon thee. But those who seek this power must first prove their worth. Behold, the gloom that would be thine undoing cometh. Stay the glooms encroach by thy hand. Only then shall the umbral wisdom of the ages be gifted upon thee. Oh, I hate kobolds so much. Ooh, 4 void gates. All right. It's a party. That voice spoke true. Look, the gloom gathers, Ursa. I sense these are fiends of evil, but nearby close about. I just smacked it with my stick. It's a thing that I did. Just wham, right on the head. I bet you I could have, if I were quicker, I bet you I could have gotten at least one more of these. Only had to fight the one. That's kind of interesting. I like things like that where you have the opportunity for great success. I didn't achieve it this time, but could have done. Oh my god. Again. Doing pretty good. Haha! I didn't get any spawn that time. The mossy pillar imbues me with ancient knowledge. I'd say if I had $1 for every time I went into the forest and got imbued by a pillar of ancient mossy knowledge, whew, still be broke. Well fought, the gloom is scattered. The scattered is the gloom. Let us return to Burgundy Falls. Yes, yes, Dozel Malak awaits you. You must, you, me, and you, yes. Ugh. Really wish he took me with him. One time I'd be happy to be joined by a goblin. Making some pretty good progress here. Looks like we're almost done with the Black Mage quest line. Like I said, I'd like to unlock the other 2 Thandalin combat jobs. But that'll probably be the end of that. Yeah, Pugilist and Gladiator, the other 2. After that, we will still have Marauder, Rogue, and Arcanist. And that'll complete our ARR jobs. That's the end of the ARR jobs. So we're making really good speed with that. Da-da. Tale of Two Tales. Da-da-da-da. This is so far away. Like I said, though, I'm very grateful I got all the way to 50 and did it this way, because if I had to come back out here after, like, some leveling, full disclosure, if it was me, I probably would have just popped a leveling queue and just hoped for the best. At that point, I would just be like, no, I'm rolling with it. We're trying it out. Oh. Okay, there is Dozel Malak. Love that waterfall, though. Gone from you, Gloom is. Worry for nothing, Dozel did. Spock. Now go see Kazakh Cha, you must. Awaiting you he is. The gods are good to you to return you unharmed. The gloom which threatened to taint the world does so no more, and I sense the darkness within you is reborn with a new power. Wield it well, Ursa of the Black, and make of it a tool to our ends. Do that, and as the prophecy speaks, the way to light shall be lit by dark before you. Ooh, a new dark art. I like that. Over here learning the dark arts from a lizard in a cave. Who would have thought? Ursa of the Black, our brother Darzal has words for you. Pray wait a moment for him to arrive. Must I? You have reclaimed the key from the depths of the shroud. Wood for shroud. Yes, you have done well. Very well. You are truly the black mage foretold by legend. Oracle prophecy. Legend. It was such a legend of my people that brought me to this Thanalin. Such is what legends do. When four magi meet in barren land, black power of El woven by their hand shall see the fate of wickedness made stark, and path to light shall be lit by dark. Black shadow dark. You have heard these words before, yes, yes? Here I found Kazakh Cha and Dozulmak. The words that brought us to Thanalin are the same. Equal, identical, same. It was 100 years ago that the kobold first deciphered the legend. Decrypted, decoded, deciphered. The great mage who did it was my own ancestor, First Order Patriarch Dagu. Yes, yes, my very own. But he broke kobold law. The first patriarch must never leave Ogamora. No, no, never. But did he leave? He did. He set out from Lenosia to pursue this legend, and for that he was named traitor, betrayer, turncloak, traitor. None were drawn to the words of Daga. No, no, not a single kobold soul. They ignored his words. Then when first I heard him, I felt strange, peculiar, odd, strange. I felt I must do something. I could not simply be idle. I too left Lenosia, just as though Dagu before me. Yes, and I have come here to Thanalin. Now I see the legend is real. Yes, the words kept by Kazakh Cha, Dozul Muluk, and myself, you have appeared. That is no coincidence. No, no, none at all. I am a kobold. Yes, yes, I am. And we kobolds are good at finding things. Treasure, trinkets, things. I will help you where I can. Dagu behind many things when he left. Yes, yes, many things. I was given a stone tablet. The other in my family thought it rubbish, dross, refuse, rubbish. Its surface has many scratches, you see. Yes, many, many. But I sense in it a great power. Here it may give some your gem, the light. It is illuminating the tablet. The scratches are growing. Mighty Titan, those are no scratches. No, no, no scratches at all. These are carvings, words. Know thee, brave keeper of Shatoto's light, and as these very words wax plain to thy sight, the seal what was cast doth shudder and sigh, and the void gate's dread sundering draws nigh. To ward against the creeping of the gloom, thou needest great gob to stay any doom. To those sacred where thy thoughts must now tend, unto the black command darkness shall bend. This tablet was more important than I ever imagined. Yes, yes, much more. It seems to say one who would close the void gate must first find the sacred garb, gear, armor, garb. And the names of the places are written here as well. Yes, yes, these 4 places, I know. You would do well to set out and gather these first 3 relics. Legend speaks of this. It holds that an offering of blood must be given to the plane of fishers. The blood of those who have lived lives steeped in the black. Only then can the relics be won. Here, take with you an offering of my blood, Ursa. Need Dozul blood too? You do. Take quick, before change mind. And here, mine. Here is mine. Mine. I would entrust it to no other. But be warned, one does not simply walk into these places. There are great dangers await. Do be careful. Yes, yes, very, very careful. I can do that. I love this sort of National Geographic-ass questline. It's very cool. I don't like the kobold, but I like the National Geographic questline. Thanalin, presumably that's in Morton. Yep, that's in. Yep. Let's go ahead and go. Y'all. Interesting too that it's only 3. Typically they give you 4 and then you have to unlock the chest piece. I don't know what that's going to end up being for this. Maybe the Lalafell is just going to give me the chest piece, or there'll be an additional trial. Who knows? Sorry, Rock's gonna have to wait. Yeah. Also, I've done the Gladiator questline before. It's interesting. I'm a weird person, I guess. I really like the Gladiator questline. I didn't really like the Paladin questline. I know a lot of people like it. It was not for me. But I'm excited to get to play that again, and I've never done the Pugilist questline ever. I've never done the Monk. I think I did, like... I say I've never done it. I think I did, like, the first 5 levels where there's some sort of drunken dude who runs the thing. And that's the extent of my knowledge. What happens after that, I don't know. Oh, that's it? So when I come out, I can fight. Alright. Cool. Fall around float real quick. Wow, do too. I will say it does make a hell of a lot more sense to me canonically now that I picked the Ahriman as the Black Mage mount just because it seemed appropriately like black magic-y. Knowing what I do now about the Void Gates and shit, that ended up being very fortuitous. Clangs are non-hostile. There should be Dormans up here too. Yeah, that's watchable. Let's play these two. Get them out of my way, that way they're not in my hair. Got me some wizard boots. Alright, now to my least favorite area. If you can't tell, I honestly think, and obviously I'm just not a big fan of the ocean, but I like the Sahagin. I think part of the reason why I tend to not favor Limsa over the other two starting areas is because of my deep dislike of the kobolds. I really hate everything about them. I hate their culture, I hate their mannerisms, I just hate them so much. Which is a shame, because I like caves. I think if it were just like, you know, I don't know, I find them the least sympathetic of all of the things. And admittedly, they did absolutely get fucked over by the Limsons, which is something that the Admiral Mirrorweb does not even contest, right? They've been completely fucked over by her people, right? Such is my dislike for kobolds, that despite my policy of non-interference in this bullshit, I'm just going to kill this one just because. Just because he's here and I wish for him to die. I don't even need a desync for this fucking quest line. I'm going to call that a fate. Did not need to do that. Didn't get anything from it. I just wanted him to die. That's the pure and simple truth of it, travelers. And sometimes petty vengeance is worth it. You know? Why else was I given the ability to cast fire? If not to exact great vengeance upon annoying-ass fucking NPCs? Ask yourself that question. Save the world? Psst, nah. Kill kobolds? Absolutely. You know, I like goblins, and I feel like goblins also have what many would consider to be annoying, like, speaking mannerisms. But goblins, by contrast to kobolds, have an interesting culture. They're very crafty. They are very, like, intellectual. Some of them are obviously cartoonishly evil, but that's going to be in any of these, right? So that's fine. It's going to happen. Nothing we can really do about that part. But kobolds are just the worst because they are cartoonishly evil. They have almost no redeeming characteristics, and they're annoying. I don't know. I think it's a Venn diagram thing. I was sitting here thinking about it, trying to figure out where my thoughts are and why I hate them so much as I'm probing the depths of my own psyche. So if I had to think about it, sylphs are annoying, but cute, and have an interesting culture. Goblins, annoying, have an interesting culture, not cute. I think it needs at least one of the three. I think they either have to be cute, interesting, or have a good culture. If they have any of those three, I'll probably be at least somewhat inclined to like them. For example, the Amalja, certainly not cute, very interesting culture, not annoying. I have awaited your return, Ursa. I have learned where it is that the fourth relic of our forebears rests, the land known as Thal's Respites. There, too, lies a plain of fissure into which the blood of the fiends it births must be poured. Oh, right here. Nice. I do love that. But yeah, so the Amalja, like I said, interesting culture, not cute, but not annoying. Sahagin, interesting culture, not annoying, not cute. They got two. Those are probably among my favorites. So that's fairly accurate. Same thing with the Ixali. They are not cute. They do have an interesting culture, and they are not annoying to me. I could see the argument that they can be. I personally don't mind them. Some of my favorite beast tribes embody all three of those traits. So, for example, the Loperites. They are cute. They have an amazing culture, and they are the least annoying thing in the world because they are precious and nothing about them will ever be wrong ever. I refuse to hear anything to the contrary. I have, from my wife, a Lullafell tote bag and Lullafell playing cards. What? Loperites, sorry. I said Lullafell, I meant Loperites. We are the Loperites. Lullafells are not a beast tribe. They are a societal quest, they're not a beast tribe. Kind of cool, fighting wizards with magic. Nice, okay. Those are very sentient void scent as well. I mean, generally anything that uses magic and anything but more like bestial capacity is typically fairly sentient. Oh no, we can't see this one. Oh, that's so disappointing. Ah! The Rothgar hat curse. Oh, I didn't think it hit so bad. Out of all the fucking hats, they didn't think to fucking... The fucking Black Mage hat? They didn't think to put the Black Mage hat in? Oh. Can the Vieira wear them? I'm okay with it that the Vieira can't wear them yet either. But they need to work on that. I understand that it's a whole issue with the heads. I got it. I was not so much an apologist for that, but I am a realist, and I understand from a coding standpoint, putting in new races in a vast, like, array like that, if they want them to look even halfway decent, is going to be difficult, but goddamn. Oh, it's disappointing. Okay. The first 4 relics are now in your keeping, yet the final piece remains, and our efforts to learn where it rests have been to no avail. The dark which empowers you at times obscures, such is its nature. Dazar claims his tablet names the solace of the gods as the location we seek, but none among us ever heard tell of such a name. When a power worthy to relics claim, take root in one of righteous end and name, the solace of the gods will be made known, and the last seed of the black mage be sown. Dazar insists he is reading it correct, and both Dazalmark and I trust his ability. I don't. We will endeavor to decode these words, that you might see your quest to its end. The day of the void's opening shall come. Until then, Ursa, I ask only that you continue to walk the path of the black. It's probably the fucking Thaumaturge's Guild, if I had to guess. What's this look like? Oh, yeah, that's pretty fucking cool, I will say. Alright, cool, cool. Made up for it slightly. You have gathered the first 4 artifacts, Ursa. That is no small feat. Yet I fear little time remains. If the tablet of Dazar's great ancestors to be believed, there is yet one more. Attempting to seal the Void Gate before you have found them all will be the height of folly. Our search for the solace of the gods continues. I have gone through all the records left by my great-grandfather, yet have discovered little. The only seemingly relevant passage I found was his last. He put it to paper some 100 years ago, just before bidding farewell to his home. The true power of destruction will awaken in the most sacred of places. The power of destruction is black magic, of course. But to what it is meant by this awakening, I fear I am at a loss. You believe that Dazar and Dozalmak's ancestors might have known more? To be sure, they were witness to the same events, and it is true that they too left their homes 100 years ago and were damned for traitors. It could be mere coincidence, but no, I do not think that likely. I fear this foreshadows our doom. Please ignore the bell. Should you find aught else, I beseech you tell me at once. I will also continue to search for answers. The tablet seems to suggest that the way of the solace of the gods and the final relic will be made known in time. Yet we can scarce afford to wait idly by. Both Dazarmalok and Dazar understand this urgency, and have already returned to their respective homelands to delve into the matter. And now to your task. You must return to he who first bound the 4 fates together, the prophet Kururuka. Perhaps his words can guide us once more. Yeah, I'm thinking so, friend. So I'm gonna guess Solace of the Gods is probably Thaumaturge's Guild. I know that's where the Void Gate is. So it's either one of the many, like, Thal locations or that. Oh. Running off, making it a lot harder for herself. And Weaver's Guild. Get that out of here. Next bonus quest we might try, or next bonus stream, which I have no clue what it's going to be, we might try to do more of the crafting quest lines. We've done Goldsmith so far. Please, you must help me. Kodoruko has disappeared. That man is no messenger of Nalthal. He's a miscreant and a charlatan and one guilty of the most heinous of crimes. Not have seen him for days. Became worried and entered his chambers to see that he was well, though he prohibited me from doing so. But then I found all the evidence of his deception. The records he had hidden were damning. I now know why he was condemned as the greatest criminal of his day. 100 years past, he conspired with the Magi from the Beast Tribes to summon a creature known as Barbatos, a monstrosity that was meant to destroy all of Eorzea. Their plot was discovered by the Order of Nalthal, and the Void Gate was sealed before Barbatos could emerge. Kururuka was cast into the Marasaja pit for his crime, where he was to rot until his last breath. The Order was loath to let word of this spread, fearing others might someday seek to succeed where Kururuka failed. And so they left no record of this plot, save a few inscrutable documents. Parchments and unintelligible only to those whom the secret was known. These were the last words I found among the scribblings. 4 is the answer. 4 spells of black, 4 artifacts of Eld, the blood of 4 races. By 4 alone shall the true power of destruction be woken from the Void Gates. So black magic is not the key to sealing the Void Gate, it is the key to opening it. Kururuka used us to revive this dark art, and now means to finish what he began a century ago. What fools we were to believe his lies. Please, Ursa, you must stop him before it's too late. Hurry to Null's reflection in southern Thandalin. He seemed awful. Like, I mean, I know con men, right? Like, con men are common. They're gonna be good at it, right? He seemed pretty genuine. He was like, he's an extremely good actor, but he had like gravitas and like darkness and shit at his beck and call. Also, you know, like, I'm not religious, but invoking the name of Nalthal as a holy prophet of Nalthal in the hall of Nalthal would be a very bold thing to do in this world where the gods absolutely could smite your ass. Damn, that's an interesting development. I was not expecting that. I was expecting her to be like, oh, yes, you can have my blah, blah. And then you get it and, like, go get the last piece, but... Fucking hell. I also want to fight Barbados. Fucking go. I love that. Barbados. Oh, here's all the rest of them. I wonder if they're in on it? If that's true, and again, I'm not sure that it is. But I wonder if they're in on it or if they're also being fooled. I don't think they're in on it. Yeah, maybe it is true. He's looking awful suspicious right here. Showing him the teeth. I think there's more to it than that, because he didn't say anything. I think maybe he's freeing Barbados so we can kill him and close the Void Gate. I think that's the thing. I don't know that he's like super evil. And admittedly, if it were the Goblin, or not the Goblin, the Kobold, I would have immediately been like, oh, his evil ass. But he's a Lalafell. Guys, he's got to be innocent, all right? You see how cute he is. Look at him with his little hat, all right? I'm just saying, hear him out. Hear him out. I need these Void Gates closed. But there's no timer on them, gives me no small amount of anxiety, I can tell you that. He's encouraging us. He says, let us see how far your black magic has come, Black Mage. And he's like talking, like he wants us to beat Barbados. This is fucking with my goddamn accuracy. Yes, it is. Fucking going at it right here. Barbados is out. Yeah, he says the Void Gate is open too far. The fiends have emerged. Mage of the Black Void Gates loom before you. You must seal it. He tells me to finish it. I think he was innocent. You deceived us all. You have. Pay you will. You are one of Hatoli Melok's. Get, are you not? Mother, mother, a mother. Her name you know. How old is this lullaby? And you, Amalja. Yes, you are the line of Kazibucha. I can see it. And Kobold, through your veins courses the blood of Dagu, does it not? And last but not least, the Black Mage Ursa. Splendidly done. Few could have vanquished Barbatos as you have. No doubt you are all eager to hear what truly transpired 100 years ago. Being a kindly soul, I shall tell you. I was an ambitious mage in my youth, insatiable in my thirst for knowledge of the arcane. In the course of my studies, I discovered ancient writings which told a black magic. A magic capable of destroying as only the gods can. Flare? I'm gonna use it if it's that fucking powerful. It was ancient, it was innocent at first, till it wasn't. But then the questions began to arise in my mind that demanded answers. Where had all the black mages of old gone? Why had the existence of the art been hidden? And so I probed, endlessly, tirelessly. The more I uncovered, the more it drew me in. There was such power to be had. It was not merely ambition. I was also vainglorious. I desired recognition, deference. By accomplishing that which no other could, I sought to make my legacy an eternal one. Yet the pursuit of the black was trying. I would pass days, weeks, months at a time, unsure of how to proceed. And what little progress did come, came but slowly. It was then that I met your ancestors. The Gem of Shitoto, the power to sense magic. The relics, all of these things I owe to them. With their vast knowledge, the slow crawl of my studies turned to leaps and bounds. I dare say your ancestors sought the same recognition as I. Kazib Cha, ridiculed by the Amalja for his ingenious analysis of otherworldly phenomenon. Hetali Malok, named a pariah for not sharing in the small-minded prejudices of the Ixal. Dagu, a victim of his kind's idiocy, bound never to leave the land of the kobolds. We toiled together, learning what we could, and learn we did. Much and more, imagining we had gleaned all that was to be known. We prepared to hold a dark rite, one we believe will restore black magic to its fullest expression. I do not quite know what came over me. Blinded by my own lust for power, I altered one of the incantations. It was arrogant, foolish. Our command over the ancient powers what we summoned was lost. I watched as the chaotic ether washed over my friends, ripped them apart, only to fuse them together into an abomination. No, you couldn't mean that thing we just saw. Yes, when I saw what my hubris had created, I mustered all my strength to see Barbatos sealed behind the void gates. Sealed, yet not defeated. Yet I felt myself corrupted by the ether, and was unsure whether I could hold my powers in check. Fearful, I returned to Ul'dah, where I manipulated the minds of a few thaumaturges of the Order, believing I had committed some terrible crime. Only with me confined in the depths of the Mersaja pit could the realm be safe. And there I remained, waiting for the coming of one with the power to purify the aether of these three friends, with whom I once shared a dream. I do not expect your forgiveness, but I am truly sorry. No words, Dozel has. Only squawk. I am not long for this world. Here, take this relic while I still have strength enough to offer it. The fifth artifact? Yes, the fifth. Welcome to the solace of the gods. Perhaps you know it better as Null's reflection, as most do. Truly remarkable, Ursa. You have succeeded where many great mages have failed. Mastered what we sought to master. I can now rest knowing that this power is safe with you. It is for you to set the hatred of the past aright. My time to join Thal has come. May he greet me as a friend. Man, that was really interesting. Sorry. Century-old plan this was. Fulfilled his purpose, Kuruka did. Mother of mother, forgiven Kuruka she has. Squawk. Think so Dozel does. Finish the story is. Had much fun, Dozel did. Like mother of mother. Grand fun she had too, Dozel hopes. Farewell, Ursa. We may meet again someday, Dozel hopes. Squawk. Oh, I hope I don't have to talk to the goblin ever again, kobold. Then it is over, finished, ended, over. We did all we could, and the souls of Kuruka and others have been saved. The legends carried by my forebears have had their final chapter written this day. I confess, there is a sadness in that. I am proud to call you friend, Ursa. Brethren, brother, friend. Now and always, no matter how divergent our paths from here. Yes, yes, you are a true mage of the black now. Pray grace we kobolds in Lenosia with your presence someday, only to expunge you from existence. Thank you, goodbye. To think Kururuku carried the anguish of 100-year-long years. His crime was born of the hubris of youth, yet his atonement came from the wisdom of old age. His soul has found peace, and it is not our place to linger and disturb it. Come, let us return to the Burgundy Falls. Oh my god, could you please teleport me there with you next time, sir? All the way over there, really. Oof. Okay, so we're gonna make a centuries-long trek over to the fucking falls again. When we get there, that'll finish up the Black Mage quest line, and then we will go unlock the other two, like I said. That'll probably be it. That's a decent time. I imagine it'll be about 2.5 hour stream. That'll give me enough time to do some work around the house, and then hopefully some editing. And I'm gonna have to Google like some sort of advice. 180, so flare is higher than 180. And then what about fire 4? Because currently I have fire 4. I might just swap flare and fire 4 for now. Put that over here. So that'll be my end cap. It says all, so I'm assuming it casts all the mana that you have, but like how much does it cost? You know what I mean? Like, is there a minimum, or does it do more power depending on it? It doesn't say that, and I feel like it would otherwise. We're gonna unlock it, and then hopefully that spare the hair is still going. We'll go fight that thing real quick. Oh no, I'd have to level sync for that. Well, we should make it utterly pointless. We do that now. Gossamer. He's a hunt fate a lot of the time. Not today, though, I don't think. Things have come to an end, it would seem. Both the threads which bound us all and the tragic tapestry they wove. Most mysterious things, these lives we lead. Do you recall when the words of of so many legends and prophecies first brought you to me? It was here at these same Burgundy Falls. We have spoken much here since then, yet I never imagined this day would come. I stand before you now with no regrets. I am grateful to the gods for letting our paths cross. Dozo Malok, Daza, and you, Ursa Bearsall. I count you all as my brethren in black. Together we have seen the souls of our ancestors given peace, and I, too, now feel the happiness I have never known. You have become a true Black Mage, my friend, and more than that, a true friend, Black Mage. Let the dark art we share be a symbol of our bond, and that undying in shadow or light by day or night. It's not a poetry in black magic, apparently. Okay. We are now a level 50 Black Mage. Just go try this shit out real quick. I'm curious. I could Google it. I suppose I could just do my own testing as well. Yeah, we'll take a quick little surgeon. I want to try out that move. Yeah. I don't often read those out because they're usually just, hey, go kill a thing for me at this point. There very well may be a time, especially if there's interest, that I'll read out all of them once we get to the higher level stuff, but for right now, they're generally not that interesting. Let's start off with a Umbral here. See how all this plays out. So no fire starters, huh? Okay, so that seems to have been too much mana. Okay, so it looks like you can cast it at 8400, certainly. Okay. Cast it at 2000. You cast it at 2000. So I'm going to guess you definitely can't cast it at 400. I don't know what the actual total you need is, but it's certainly more than 400. In any case, let's try it out. 503. So if I'm reading that right, then what it would do, 503, is it would replace that last fire in the sequence, which would only do 376. So that's a significant increase, all the same. 405. What does her Fire 3 do? Fire 3 is going to do 889 on a crit. Crit's not going to help my fucking math. $510. That seems fairly consistent. A little bit more, sorry guys. We'll test this out. Might as well kill these over here as well. I keep getting crits on the Fire 3s. It's almost impossible to tell. Okay, 622. So it is weaker than a Fire 3, which I kind of figured just by math alone. But yeah, it's weaker than a Fire 3. But it appears to be stronger than a Fire 1, so it would be a good end cap if that's what you gotta do. Plus, it looks pretty fucking cool. I mean, that is a factor. It's not the only consideration, but, you know, it's nice. So one more, and then it put me at 1,000, no, 2,000 actually. I can't do that. Let's see here, flare, let's do that again. Yeah, it looks pretty badass. It is somewhat satisfying to be left with exactly 0 mana as well. That's nice, but that'll conclude Black Mage. Flare seems to be useful. I can see that, like, eventually when I get that, whatever the hell that single target version of Flare with that one, that it'll probably be replaced. And then once I have Fire 4, I'll need to put that back on the bar, because that seemed like it was stronger anyway than Flare. Is that right? Fire 4. Yeah, Fire 4 was stronger anyway, although it says it casts 0 MP. I'm not sure how Fire 4 works. I'm assuming it's not just, hey, free spell with a shitload of fucking... I'm sure it's not that. Probably has something to do with, like, have to be this stance or whatever to cast it. I don't know. those are largely pointless. So I got essentially nothing from that. But good testing ground. Gave me an excuse to blow shit up. Can't beat that. Alright, so we're going to take on 2 new jobs. Get those going. It will not be the... I'll do the Samurai and the Red Mage whenever it's time for Stormblood. And not before. God damn. Look at this shit. Wow. They've leveled up from dancing, I see. Steal our fucking souls. I assume that's a FanFest acknowledgement right there. Okay, Pugilist Guild. I don't even know where it is. I mean, I know it's in Ul'dah. I guess it's ready. I see a fist on that door. That can mean one of 2 things, and hopefully it's not the second. Yep, Pugilist Guild. Okay, here we go. Gaga Runa, that's a male. Greetings and welcome to the Pugilist Guild. We pugilists are specialists in hand-to-hand combat. With rigorous training, we forge devastating weapons of our fists and feet, which we employ to great effect in battle. There is no better place in all the realm to train in our discipline than here. If you would walk the path of the pugilist, I highly recommend you add your name to our roll. What say you, friend? The decision you'll not regret. But before we proceed to the paperwork, it is essential that you know something of our guild's storied past. Since time immemorial, man has used whatever has been at his disposal to settle disputes. In the beginning, that means fighting with his fists, such as hand-to-hand combat, existed in various forms throughout Eorzea, each evolving independently of one another. The origins of pugilism as we know it, however, can be traced back to the staging of bare-handed bouts at the Colosseum. These contests attracted fighters from far and wide, bringing their myriad styles crashing together on the blood sands. Amidst this chaotic intermingling of styles, there arose a pugilist of singular strength and skill. That woman made it her life's mission to master every form she encountered, that she might refine her art. Among her many song-worthy exploits, we pugilists remember her participation in gladiatorial tournament most fondly. Back when bare-handed fighting was still seen as a pastime for peasants, she took on fully armed and armored gladiators, and effortlessly bested the lot of them. What if her feet spread across the realm like wildfire, of course, and Ul'dah swiftly transformed into the center of pugilism, with people flocking from all over to train under this master among masters. The woman's name was Cornelia, and it is to her that the Pugilist Guild owes its existence. The art practiced here is based on her all-encompassing style, and this training hall is modeled upon the one which she built. And there it is, a brief history of our guild. I've told this tale 1,000 times, but gods it never fails to fan the flames of my fighting spirits. Now then, before we proceed with your enrollment, you must first obtain the Guildmaster's approval. Let me know when you're ready to meet him. Master Haemon is among the greatest pugilists of all time. For long years, the man ruled the Blood Sands as the Holy Fist, though he has since retired in favor of training aspiring fighters. You will find him overseeing his charges yonder. Go now and show him the fighting spirit that burns within you. Oh, I like his outfit. Ha ha ha! Past time you got your arse back here. Well, what did the dancer have to say about my proposition? You're not my errand boy. There's no dancer? There never was. I'm not doing anything indecent, I swear to the gods. Well, that was off to a great start. What? You're here to enroll? Oh. Well, why didn't you say so sooner? In my capacity as Guildmaster, I'd be glad to give you a primer on the art of hand-to-hand combat. Doubtless you already know this, but we pugilists fight with our fists and feet. While these don't deal as much damage as a blade, it hardly matters when you can land several blows for each swing of the sword. We'll be lacking destructive force, we more than make up for in speed and cunning. Under my guidance, not only will you master striking techniques, you'll also learn to string them together to deliver an endless flurry of blows. I'm gonna need you not to come for me, old man. I will fucking straight up blow you to oblivion. Only through such fierce combinations can a pugilist realize his potential. Yarg! Fuck off. What? I swear to God, if he kicks me even once, I'm gonna flare him into ash. Crikey, I'm spent from all this talking. You ought to speak more, son, to give me a chance to catch my breath. But where was I? Ah, right, join the guild. Before you do, I must warn you that the path of the pugilist is long and arduous. Do you believe you've got what it takes to go the distance? Be honest with yourself now. Fucking playing Disney's Hercules on my head now. Yes, you have the fighting spirit. I can see it in your eyes. I see no reason to deny you a place in these halls. Welcome to the guild, son. To help you on your way, I'll add some names to your hunting log. Opponents that might hone your skills against. And so take that, to make a budding pugilist of you, here's your very own pair of Hora. They're a tad old and rusted, but they'll serve to make you look meaner, I reckon. Now I have a mind to assign you your first lesson. Arm yourself with your weapons and let me know when you're ready to begin. We are not going to begin that today. Again, I just picked them up now, and that'll level them up later. I had half a mind to just unlock all of them across the board, but I want to keep the Limsa ones separate. Just for the sake of editing later, we'll make it slightly more convenient. I also feel like it's a little bit more fair to these to do them that way as well. Let's click those. Whoops. Let's go ahead and go with these. And let's go with that there. Okay. And I'm going to go here for now. Again, I have never really played Pugilist, so this is going to be an interesting learning experience. It was my wife's first class, and she hates it, so I don't know that she's going to be much help for me either. But we'll see what wisdom I can glean from her. Sweet, faint. Sure, north. So what I'm doing here, if you guys can't tell, is I am currently assigning stuff in such a way that it's in the same position as it is on my Dragoon, because they're a similar role, and so they're going to have similar deals. Okay, so boot shine. What? When in Raptor. Okay, that changes to Raptor, so you go Raptor. Coral, that's Coral. Okay. Opens chakras, up to 5 chakras can be opened at once. Opens all 5 chakras, use all 7 in combat. Triggers cooldown on weapon skills, fun execution first, so you execute weapon. Okay. Don't know what the fuck that's trying to tell me, but I'm sure we'll find out. That's exciting. Steel Peak. Okay, that transforms into that, so we'll put that here. Because it looks like that's going to become the other Twin Snakes. Those attack at 340. Raptor form. Do you turn me into Raptor? You change me to Oppo? But you need to be Raptor. Which is... Okay, that's a Divergence. Okay. This is True Strike, Potency. What's this? Duration 30. Okay, so this is a builder combo. There for now. I'm sure I'll have to change that, but okay, so Twin Snakes. Actually, point of fact, we'll do this here. That's how it works on the other. And then Arm of Destruction. I can say that looks an awful lot like this. Raptor. Okay, that's a rear. Executing Coral form. What do you make me? Coral? Okay. Potency of 280. Executed from the target's rear. So you're a rear one. You are a flank one? Oh man, these are complicated. Okay, demolish. So this is a Coral form, and that Twin Snakes makes me Coral. You make me Oppo, so I guess you're gonna go off of Twin Snakes. Yeah. And then Mantra. Increases HP recovery from healing actions. Nice, okay. Dragon Kick, lowers attack with potency 240. Changes form to Raptor. It doesn't seem like it has a necessary prerequisite form. Grants stack of Oppo's Fury. Oppo's Fury effect. Grants potency of Boot Shine 200. Oh, it gives bonuses if you are in the other. So I could proc it without it, but I'm going to want to do it under Oppo, which is from Snap Punch. Okay, cool. That's not so bad. Look at that, Travelers. We're fine. This class seems not as complicated as it looks. I'm gonna guess my eyes are kind of crossing right now, but I feel like it's not gonna be as bad as I thought it was. Also, sorry, I misspoke earlier. We do actually take the first one here. Looking every bit of pugilist, son. Now learning can commence. For your first lesson, I want you to test your fledgling skills against the vermin of Thanolin. Get out there and put down 3 marmots, 3 hornets, and 3 shrews. Return here when the deed is done. Now this goes without saying, but I expect you to fight using the horror I just gave you. Counts for naught if you skewer the beasties with a spear or fry them with a spell, I say. Okay. Sorry, I like to get that going, I just don't complete it. So that's 1 down. We're going to go get the Gladiatoire. That'll be nice because it'll give me some tank options. It is, again, probably my least favorite tank in terms of playstyle. But here's the thing. I like the Gladiator. Said I just don't like the fucking... I don't like the Paladin. I don't like the sort of sanctimoniousness of it, really. And that might be all in my head. Is that an actual one? Oh my gosh, look at him. Oh, I love him. Oh, he's too precious for this world. How do you get him? Oh, I'll look into that later. Watch it be something ludicrous, like Ultimate Savage or some bullshit. Okay, here we go. Gladiator go. Sisyphusu. So if it ends in a U, it's a female, by the way, if anyone was ever curious. Welcome to the Gladiators Guild Adventure. Here, our members train tirelessly with sword and shield so that their names might one day be written in legend. Was that a flash of interest in your eye? If you wish to study swordsplay, know that the admission to our guild is free of charge. I had you marked as a man of action. I am pleased to see that I was not wrong. Now, while you may be familiar with the deadly dance of battle, you are new to us and must begin at the beginning. If you would take your place in these hollowed halls, you must be willing and ready to undergo the most rigorous training. You must endure cuts and bruises beyond counting, like as not, far worse. A daunting prospect, I concede, but there is no other way to, if you mean to take to the blood sands one day. And why wouldn't you? The Colosseum is only the most celebrated place of public entertainment in all of Ulda. What else could a poor man amass a fortune so vast as to one day allow him to claim a seat on the syndicate? Ah, there's not an Uldan alive who isn't inspired by the rise of that self-made man. And there is no truer embodiment of the dream than the gladiator who wins riches and fames with his sword. Throughout its long and storied history, this guild has nurtured countless champions. Our training methods are none, and our members ever strive to develop new techniques. If you desire true glory, to fight and triumph amidst the roar of 10,000 voices, then this is where you belong, adventurer. Think of it, think of your legacy, and if your soul stirs, join us. What will it be? Will you rise above the masses in your name and legend, or will you resign to mediocrity and die in obscurity? A decision you shan't regret. One moment to make way for Ursa Bear Song. Fresh meat coming through. Now then, before your enrollment can be considered complete, you must present yourself to First Sword Mila. Seek her and obtain her approval. Probably Malaya, actually. Oh, one moment. Thought I was done. Also, just real quick, let's see. Make sure I got that correct. Yeah, arm's length. Yep. And true north there. Yep. Yep. Okay. Just wasn't sure. Alright. I heard Lulu Su too. Lulu Su. So you're Ursa Bear Song. Tis a good, strong name. On behalf of the Gladiators Guild, allow me to welcome you. I am Miela, Guildmaster here. So you wish to study our arts? I presume you have your reason for choosing the sword over all other weapons. Perhaps you think it's easier to learn. The sword is a simple weapon, but to wield a blade well is anything but simple. For every Colosseum champion to emerge from our ranks, there have been countless disappointments who failed to achieve greatness. Bear that in mind before you answer, Ursa, for I do not ask this question lightly. Have you the strength to live by the sword, and if it be your fate, die by it? Then welcome, Gladiator, to your new home. Take the sword, and there are many like it, but this one is yours now. That's fucking hilarious. Consider it as a gift, if you like. Now wear it at your hip as I do, and show me you're ready to begin your training. Oh, I love all the references. Even back then, they were spot on. They knew what they were doing. Oh, okay. Cool. Also, forgot to do this real quick. Let's go back to you. Same thing, just purpler. Cool. Oh, how to equip the thing. And bam. No shield? Alright. Amazing what a difference a sword can make. Your expression, your posture. You're already brimming with confidence. Let's see what confidence is warranted, shall we? Just outside the gates of Ulda, you'll find plenty of marmots, hornets, and shrews. Slay 3 of each and return to me here when finished. I won't use your sword, Ursa. I'm a gladiator, and I aim to train you as one. Now go. Okay, so that is pretty much it. I did mention that I'm not planning on sticking with the gladiator slash paladin, but I am going to go ahead and assign it for the time being to the tank slot on my hotbar. I believe I have a macro set for that, do I? Rare, nope. Didn't think so. I was going to say I never really... Oh, I do. Paladin. It says Paladin. Gear set 22. That looks like Blue Mage to me. I'm guessing I just caught this. I just didn't care for it so much I copied it over to the other. That's pretty funny. So really no reason to put it over there then. I mean, I suppose I'll get the snap, so might as well. So let's just change the gear set number to 22. Swap those two, and there you go. Okay. That'll just about do it. We're at 2 hours and a half. Do I have anything else I wanted to do? Oh, let's assign our buttons. It is, of course, tradition. Oops. I have an interesting thing I do with tanks. I don't actually assign their limit break, because there is exactly one duty in the entire game that you will ever use a limit break for. So assigning it is pretty much pointless. Instead, I do something a little bit different with it. It's the tank ultimate, but I don't seem to have it here. Shield bash, I'll put you there for now. Iron will, of course. Gotta have that. Doesn't necessarily need to be there though. It be somewhere on the blues. Fine. There, yeah, that'd be good. Shield lob, like that to be right here. There, yeah. Rich Falone, that'll be the combo action for Riot Blade. Circle of Scorn. And Sentinel, that's my specific mitigation. Roll. Ramparts. Frazzle. There, interject, shirk. Shirk, you're almost never going to use it. Put that there. Prizel, arms link, provoke. Okay. That'll pretty much do it. It's a pretty straightforward rotation. 1, 2, 3. Got your shield blow, circle of scorn, buff, mitt, tank stance, shirk. Actually, it probably would be good to have these not on the exact same bar next to each other. I feel like that's going to be... No, fuck it. We'll roll dangerously. Why not? One thing I should probably do is, what is this thing called? Tank stance button. Iron will. So probably in the macro. One benefit of the macro. We'll go ahead and do... This is going to work yet because I don't have it, but that'll mean whenever I change, it should automatically put on Iron Will. Start 5. Oh, this one doesn't even have the snap. That's hilarious. Okay. Alright, travelers, is there anything else we wanted to do today? I don't think so. We are at 2 hours, 30 minutes. It seems like a perfect time to end off, so let's just start at this fountain right here. Okay, yeah. This has been Ursa the Literary Bear. We've had a lot of cool stories today. We finished up our Black Mage. We finished up our Bard. We opened up our Gladiator and our Pugilist, and we had a great time. At least I did. So until next time, I hope you guys enjoyed this story, and I hope you have